Let's get it started.
Hi, everybody. I'm Coach Sarah. Welcome to Swim Like a Pro and your interest in the Try program. We've got the wonderful Amanda, who all of you have probably been messaging or will meet electronically in the days leading up to this. And then we've got the amazing Coach Beth down here. Hi, Coach Beth. And then Ben is our victim of today's video chat while we're recording to share this information. Um, Quick background story. I did my first triathlon in Claremont in 1990 when I was 7 years old, following in the footsteps of my mom who was doing them, and I just had to do one too. Fast forward 37 years later or something. I'm doing bad math right now. I live in Claremont. I coach triathletes in Claremont, and I stand on the sidelines now and watch other people do their first triathlon. And I love everything about it. And it's a big passion of mine, as well as, which Ben can attest to, teaching people how to swim and getting comfortable in the water to accomplish all of their triathlon stuff. I am supported by an amazing group of coaches and staff here at the Swim Like a Pro and Slap Triathlon team. Amanda, awesome team manager, takes care of all the back end stuff and greets everybody with that big smile that she's got on her face right there. Say hi, Amanda.
It's so fun. I really do love supporting and cheering for our athletes, as well as doing my best to communicate the details of all the things that we have going on with SLAP. It's amazing to watch athletes go from being super nervous to show up to that first practice and then to show up on race morning after training for those 6 weeks with Coach Beth and say, I'm ready. I just want to get started. Can we get to the finish line? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So it's just
Amanda, do you know
fun.
anybody on this call that's been through the Try program?
I know several people who have been part of the
No, on
triathlon.
this call, you.
Oh, well, kind of. Yeah. I mean, I dabbled. I didn't go through the formal training, but I definitely had my first two
Yeah.
triathlons and it was so fun. Girls on Fire is the way to go, ladies. I mean, my favorite, my favorite, my favorite. It's the shortest triathlon you'll ever meet. And it is such a fun spot. I grew up living here in the South Lake County area. So Lake Minneola is my home and my home space. And to have a triathlon that starts in Lake Minneola and you ride your bike around the lake and then you run on the trail, it was just such a joy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Amanda, we're thankful to have you involved. Coach Beth has been in Central Florida for 3 years
This is
now.
the fourth year.
So we're on fourth
No,
year.
no, third year. Third year. Yeah.
Third.
My first guess was right. Beth moved down from Virginia,
Mhm.
where she was a triathlon coach, a triathlete, and owned a triathlon store. And she's retired to Sunshine State, Florida, and is bringing her expertise and experience here.
Semi-retired.
Huh? Oh,
Semi-retired.
semi-retired. Uh,
Semi-retired.
her expertise and experience to the team. So Beth, say hi. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I started triathlon much, much later than you did, Sarah. I started on a bet from my brother at age 50 that I couldn't do a triathlon before I turned 50. And so I I I trained for a year. I was 49 when he called me, and I trained for a year, and I went and I did one with him. It was an Olympic distance race. And when I finished, I said, "Oh my God, this is the absolute funnest thing I've ever done in my life." And I wanted to make a second career out of it. So I wasn't retired yet. I was working for the government. And I decided to, after, getting involved in triathlon, doing several triathlons, I decided I wanted to coach. And I've been coaching since 2009, and I love it. This is the best possible um, coaching group, is taking people that are just afraid of open water, scared to death, and nervous, and just take them through all the pieces and intricacies of triathlon, and have them accomplish a goal that they never thought that they could do. So
Cool.
I'm really happy to be here.
We're so happy
And
to have you.
this is the
Is this your third year doing our try
third
program
year. Yeah,
for us?
22,
Yep.
23, 24. Yeah.
I want to say you did 2 rounds of try last summer.
Yeah. And we did one in the fall too, I think.
Mhm.
So did we do three
Yeah.
rounds of try last year? Two or three?
No, that must have been the first year I did
And two or three
fall
the
one.
first year.
Yeah.
So Beth has
Yeah.
run our try program for 2 seasons, we can call. This is third
Right.
season. And I think we had at least 4 or 5 seasons before Coach Beth. We've had
Mhm.
Coach Liesel coach it. I
Coach Todd.
coached it. And so we've had a handful of great coaches
Todd,
that have
I think.
what?
Todd too, right?
Coach
And Coach
Todd has
Todd.
done it. Yes, correct. Thank you for reminding me of that. We've had a handful of great slap coaches that have been through this program and all success. And the cool thing about our try program is the point of it. And Ben is over here. Say hi, Ben.
Hello.
Ben, you know what? Before I go into a spiel, please tell us your story.
Yes.
Okay, so my background is for many years I have been overweight and just not as active as I need to be. Um, and so in December, I made a decision to change that. And so I got introduced to a program called 75 Hard, started doing that. And since December, I've lost 50 pounds. Actually,
Wow.
today is the first
Wow.
time that I've crossed under the 300 mark in the last 4 years.
Wow.
Congratulations.
And
Nice.
so
Yeah.
very thankful for that. But then go back like 2014, I had worked out with a like a CrossFit style gym and doing really well. It was a team atmosphere. I just loved it. And had said at that point that I wanted to do an Ironman. But like a lot of things in my life around that time and since then, it was just words and I never actually put it to action. And so when I started making changes and having the success, I said, you know what? I'm going to pay that bet off to myself and say I'm going to be a man of my word. And if I said I was going to do something, I'm going to do it. And so planned on doing the half Ironman in December in Haines City, and then following that up with a full Ironman next year.
Very good.
So exciting. I love it. That's a challenge.
And this is a great place to start.
Yes.
Just, doing your first one, just learning about all the, aspects of triathlon, and then just building on that. A lot of people start with a sprint, then go to the Olympic distance, and then go to a half.
Mhm.
We hope they do, Beth, and that's what we're
Yes.
here to
A
invite
lot
them
of
to
them
do.
have. A lot of the try people have done that.
100%, and we
Yeah.
hope
So
that they
good.
do.
Yeah.
I also have plenty of people that you've heard them say, I'm gonna do some kind of Ironman event, as Ben is saying, and they make that their first one, and it usually becomes a little bit more of a negative experience due to the fact that it is a very big undertaking for your first attempt into the water. And maybe the first time that you're swimming in open water with 2,000, 3,000 other people is a half Ironman distance. So we have found that the reason that we have this program, and it's absolutely great to the segue I was making, is that just taking those baby steps, like Beth said, and everything sprint, Olympic, 70.3 distance, Ironman, results in just enjoying it a little bit more.
Mhm.
So over time, we've seen a lot of people that just come dive in and do a 70.3 or even maybe an Ironman as their first attempt. And they don't have a joy for it or an enjoyment of it because it was this huge undertaking. And I'm gonna promise you that doing a sprint where the party after the race is longer than the race is a lot more fun than the Ironman distance, which is really long with a very short party afterwards.
And that's not to say that just doing a sprint is just a sprint. It's a huge undertaking for a
Yeah.
lot
It
of
is.
people.
Yes.
I mean,
It is.
just the idea of swimming in open water where you can't see your hand in the water and you're out
Mhm.
there and nothing to hold on to. Well, there are things to hold on to, but
There are.
it,
There
they
are.
think there isn't.
So
And
we love this, and that's the reason
great,
behind it. Whether like
right.
Amanda has done just a sprint, awesome, still loves the sport, or
I do.
continuing on like Ben wants to, and we've had plenty of athletes that have continued on their path. So I wanted to say these 7 seasons of try programs that we have had multiple athletes continue to graduate on through it, go to those longer distance races, continue racing triathlon year after year after year, and develop a love for the sport. That goes back to sort of my passion and why we have this great group of coaches is that we don't care how fast you go or how well you do or what you place. We just want you to finish with a smile on your face and have a desire to come back and do another one in the
Do it
future. And that's
again.
the biggest goal because, like Ben said, this is a very big life-changing undertaking. You know, it can
Hmm.
be for fitness, it can be for health, and it leads down a really great pathway of having health. So, all the positive reasons. I want to throw it back to Coach Beth to sort of Beth, if you can just talk through what the 6 week program looks like, how you work with the group, when you work with the group, and where, and all those kinds of things.
Okay. Well, of course, SLAP has like 9 different swim classes a week, so you're allowed to take 2 or 3 of those, and I greatly encourage people to do that, to jump in there with the other athletes and just hear from them and their experiences. It's a great thing. And then I work directly with you to, get comfortable with open water swimming. You'll work with Sarah one-on-one to develop open water skills and technique to make sure that you're successful in that. And then you'll work out with the group. We have group training. We have a swim run training on Saturdays with all the other slappers. And then we'll have another bike or bike and run session during the week, depending on your schedule, usually either Wednesday evening or Sunday. And we'll also practice what are called transitions. So transitioning from swim to bike and bike to run, and nutrition and all kinds of other things. There's 1,000 different things that we go over. And so every week we'll work together twice a week. And plus you do your swim sessions, and 6 weeks later, you jump in the water with everybody else and get it done.
Absolutely.
So good.
And there's a big difference between trying to tackle this on your own and just maybe reading all different things or trying to figure it out and getting conflicting information and everything and online versus doing this in a group setting with somebody like Coach Beth, who's a multi-year experienced coach and athlete herself, is that there isn't a right answer for every person. The right gear for this try teammate is not necessarily the right gear for you. The right approach to the race is going to be very different for different people. We're going to have strong swimmers that are maybe getting out there and running for the first time. We've had people who've never been on a bicycle before come
Yep.
out and do races. So the big difference and one of the main reasons to come into this group environment is having the realization that you're not the only one asking these questions, if I don't know what this is, and your teammates will ask questions and they'll appreciate you asking questions to Coach Beth. And then Coach Beth can sort of filter out the noise of all the stuff as we know with social media and online these days, and filter down and be out participating with you in these swim, bike, and run sessions and giving you direct feedback to yourself, which an online coach or an online program or a book is not able to give you along the way. So this is the best program. And if you absorb all of it over the course of 6 weeks and you don't need anything after that, then off you go, doing the rest of triathlons. Historically, most of our triathletes do continue to work with their great coaches when they're continuing on for their future programs. Beth, what are some of the biggest challenges that, and you don't have to name the specific person, but thinking of your triathletes in the past, what are some of the coolest obstacles that some of your athletes have overcome and been very, proud of themselves and accomplished for?
Well, open water swimming is probably the limiter for a lot of people. So getting through the swim, even people who are able to swim in a pool, swimming in open water is a whole different experience, and with a lot of other people around you. So that that for many people is the biggest challenge. But I've had other people that are just not comfortable on the bike, just being able to reach down and drink from their water bottle. So
Right?
yeah, we practice that. And or clipping into the pedals on the bike.
That's scary.
So everybody falls there. So I'll take people and we'll just stay within the parking lot for a while. So I make sure I'm get comfortable that they have good bike handling skills. So we do work on that and gearing. Um, and uh, and then some people are don't or have the run is the challenge for them. So
Mm.
a walk run program is best for some people, and building gradually into the run and not overdoing the run.
Yeah.
So because they tend to have injuries if you overdo it or build too quickly. And we build a program for you in an online program called Training Peaks. So you'll see it, it'll look like a calendar. So
Mm.
you'll see all your workouts for the week and what's coming up. So that helps you, plan and balance your schedule.
Now,
Perfect.
Coach Beth, can
Yeah.
they have their weekly training plan edited because of their work-life balance, or is it something that everybody's doing the same thing every day?
No, you can, I do modify it for everyone. Depending on, a lot of people have, kids at home and a full-time job. So,
Yeah,
so they're restricted to the days or times where they can work out.
for sure.
Right. Perfect. Again, things that a book and an online program or a coach that, isn't there communicating with you, can't do. So I love it. Those open water skills in the water, being around Coach Beth, and just being in a parking lot and learning how to do cycling in a safe environment. I mean, for some of these races, we're out on open roads with other cyclists and other cars and everything. So just, we think I can ride a bike, and then you've got to reach down and take a drink from your water bottle along the way to stay hydrated. You've got to pass people that are slower than you. You have to feel comfortable getting passed by people faster than you. And then, fun fact, thanks, Coach Beth, for bringing this up. You are not required to run in a triathlon. You can walk yourself through that entire 5K, 10K, half marathon, whatever you want. There are no requirements. You just have to keep moving forward. That is one of the requirements. So totally awesome. All of the benefits of working in this group environment. And usually, Amanda, we have somebody on that has done our try program, but no worries on that. What I'll bring up that a lot of our past graduates have said is that being around that group creates this sort of camaraderie and
Yeah.
motivation. And for some of us, myself, that don't like training, if I have to go out and do it by myself, if I know that at least one other person is waiting for me and expecting me to be or looking forward to seeing me at a training session, I will show up happy and ready to go. So that's another one of the benefits of being in this group environment and getting motivated and learning it along the way. So I think we've expounded on our amazingness pretty well here. Ben, you're going to be put on the spot, and no worries if you don't have anything, but from somebody like yourself that's coming into the sport of triathlon, give us a couple questions here. Do you have any?
I mean, I think Coach Beth did a good job of kind of explaining everything as far as kind of what to expect. I guess one question for me is I know in the next 6 weeks, we have a couple of times where we're going to be out of town. And so like we're going to be, not be able to be there for a few of the group sessions. Would you say that that's something that is, uh, a hindrance or like I'm still going to get my quote unquote money's worth from everything else, basically.
Well, if you're worried about sort of missing the training while you're away, I do suggest, you can do some modified training, while you're out of town.
Mhm.
So,
But what about for working in person with you, Beth? If he misses a few, is the
oh,
program not worth it?
well, I think there's enough sessions. If you only miss a few, it's not going to make a
Mhm.
big difference. I'll make sure that we've covered everything that you missed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
we go over it again and again. Like you'll have to go until you know your transitions by heart.
I
I make
love
you
it.
memorize them. And we do it over and over, and I time you. And we do it so many times that you're going to be sick of it. You'll probably hate me. So,
No, no, you're
Confidence. It
not.
builds
You're gonna be
confidence
so
every
freaking
time.
confident going into the race that you don't have to go, what do I do next? It just
Right.
happens by automaticness.
Yeah.
And Ben, in any worst case situation, and of course we're answering for you as well as anybody that might be watching it, myself, Coach Beth, Coach Todd, all of our coaching staff easily can step in if you're feeling behind. We've stepped in for Coach Beth when she goes out of town, and we can easily schedule something. Hey, I've missed two of the transition practices with Coach Beth. We will schedule someone to meet one-on-one with you to have a
Hmm.
makeup session and make
Yeah.
you feel confident with that. Same goes for some of our athletes that were not catching on to the swimming as quickly as they needed to make it through that race. I've jumped in and done some extra swim sessions with them to make sure that we feel confident going into that. Overall, we
we
are,
volunteer to swim with you in the race because I did that.
Yes.
yes,
Yes, you did,
yes,
Beth. That's a
yeah.
good reminder. Yes.
And she threw her arms around me at the end.
It
I
was
was like,
beautiful.
yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
amazing.
I'm so glad I got to capture that one on film.
That's so cool.
It was.
So Ben and anybody else that's doing this, we are going to do what you need from us to
Yeah.
get you successfully onto that starting line, confident and prepared to have a successful performance. Our whole goal of this program is to prevent people from having bad first triathlon experiences. We're here for people that have not done, I'm sorry, had a bad first triathlon experience. Like
Right.
you don't have to have not done any triathlons to take this. You could have done one or two and gone, why does everybody else make it look so easy? I need help. You
Yeah.
can come to us in that situation as well. We're here to make sure that you continue on this path no matter what happens along the way.
Yeah.
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 That was a great thing to bring up, Ben. Thank you very much for that.
Hmm.
Um, I think we've done a good job because I think we're amazing. But I'm biased. Ben, do you have any other thoughts or questions? Think in the broad theme of everybody that you're asking questions for.
No pressure, right? Um,
It's
yeah.
fantastic. We're
When
here
do we
for
start?
when do we start?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right.
So, which race are you going to do, Ben? Which of the three? Well, you can't do the Girls on Fire, sorry. But
Right. I was leaning towards the I think it was St. Anthony's. Is that?
Mhm.
Hmm.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great
All right.
one.
Good.
Really great
Perfect.
one.
Perfect. And Ben's doing really well at swimming, so he's going to be
Good.
really
So
ready
good.
and set to go. So,
Right.
does anybody have anything else they think we've
So,
missed along the way?
um, you didn't ask about wetsuits. A lot of times people ask about wetsuits.
Actually, yes,
Yeah.
that is
Um,
actually a good question.
so right now the water's cold, right?
It's cold. Mhm.
Chili.
I haven't been there in a while
Yeah.
in the open water. So this Saturday, I mean, that's one thing um, that if the water temperature is below a specific degree, then they allow you to wear a wetsuit for the race. So it's good to practice that. But St. Anthony is usually not wetsuit.
Borderline.
But they have it has them,
It's
right?
on either side of wearing a wetsuit. Um,
Okay.
Fortunately, we're coming into our warmer months. The sun is out, and whether you have a
Yeah.
wetsuit or don't have a wetsuit, I mean, what's 70-degree water? We're not that cold. Everybody can survive in open water. It's obviously beneficial. Coach Beth will go through that process with everybody when they're preparing for their races. And then typically, once we get into the warmest parts of Florida's summer, we are not wearing wetsuits at all. But then again, as it cools off, and in Ben's case, looking at the Haines City 70.3, which is in December, it is back to wearing wetsuits again. So it's an on-off kind of wetsuit situation. But again, fun fact, like I mentioned earlier, some people need them, some people don't need them, some people want them, some people don't want them. So Coach Beth can communicate a lot of that with each athlete individually.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I feel like we need to chat just a little bit about nervousness. Is it normal to be nervous about taking this step, or is this something that people should just walk in confidently?
Have we had any fails? No.
No.
Good. Pure confidence. We'll get you there. As long as the athletes, our triers are willing to show up and commit to doing the work and the learning and the practicing necessary, we will have you confident. And I want to go back to the fact that even if you are so nervous that you don't think you can get through the swim, Coach Beth.
I'll stay right there with you the whole
She
way.
did. She sure
We'll be
did.
right there
And
alongside.
everybody gets nervous. I mean, I
Yes.
raced so many, I've raced 100 races, I think. And I still get nervous. It's a way to channel your energy. It's actually can be a positive thing. You can use it to help you get through the race.
Let's
Yeah.
just relabel it as nervous excitement and not
Yes.
nervous excitement in the right
Yeah.
direction. Very
It's
normal.
Yes. It's
And
exciting.
if you do not feel prepared on race day, we will give you some cowbells and you can stand on the sideline and cheer on your teammate. This is not like a requirement thing, but hopefully it leads you down the path of new experiences, fitness, health. One of the reasons why I think I fell in love with triathlon at a young age was because while my teammates were forced to do the same sport every day, I could swim one day, bike one day, run one day. It's not this repetitious boredom of fitness or sport. It's different. And some days we bike and run together and other days we swim and run. So that's one of the things, again, that makes triathlon an attractive undertaking for a lot of people, is that there's so many different things to do. Awesome. I don't want to make this recording too long, and I think we've done a fantastic job. So with that, excited to launch our 2025 Try a Try program. We're super excited to see everybody out there. And as always, Amanda is here to take all your questions because she's got all the answers and we appreciate her so much. Coach Beth, say hi to the people that hopefully will be your next triers.
Come on, you can do it. I know you can do it.
Perfect. Ben, thanks for being here and representing the group for everybody. We appreciate it. Everybody have a great evening and let's get out there and do some swim, biking, and running.
Love it.
See you Saturday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.